Live again. So tonight we are going to watch Countdown to the Apocalypse, which is, no, we're not going to watch that. That's 43 minutes. We're going to watch The Life Beyond, which is 30 minutes, and then The Life Beyond 2, which is 37 minutes. And then I'll link, to emphasize these two videos, I'll leave a link for the Countdown to the Apocalypse, and then Symbols of an Alien Sky, which I don't, it's an hour and 18 minutes. Really good, about all the historical evidence of UFOs and extraterrestrials or angels or whatever you want to call them. There. Yeah, that's all on the Discord there. Again, one more time, I'll post the Discord link so you can get to all the links. Since I've had it attached to Discord, or since I've had the live show chat attached to the Discord, I've had this Discord channel for a long time, and no telling, I don't know how far back it goes, but here's a Discord link again for everybody that might be new tuning in right now. That shows you preview pictures of, the links and stuff, so you're not just clicking on, my IP tracking link that I throw up there every once in a while to figure out where you guys live. No, I'm just playing. I can do that shit, but I don't do that shit. I would never do that to any of my people. Sick joke, though, right? Sick joke, yeah. Sick joke. But anyway, so let's get down to it. We move this here. Move this here. Relax. I'm going to be listening and deleting my content and setting up this. I'm still recording from earlier, I believe. Yeah, so this will be probably all one video, or I'll split it up somehow, but it's still recording. I forgot to turn the recording off. Anyway, I'll split it in two videos and upload it to my backup channel. And then there won't be any content on my channel and in main channel until tomorrow after tonight. So don't freak out if there's nothing there. All my stuff's on Odysee Lbry under Mr. Mission Control and Bitchute. Some things are on Rumble. Everything's on Odysee. All my YouTube from the beginning to now. Not the beginning of my live streams, but from the beginning of me being on YouTube. Where'd my soda go? Fuck. Anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to leave chat open. I know it's going to be difficult to see stuff, but it's just a bunch of sci-fi art anyway.
in all of time, on all the planets of all the galaxies in space, what civilizations have risen, looked into the night, seen what we see, asked the questions that we ask.
What we see around us is staggering complexity. How is it possible? Living organisms are created by chemistry. We are huge packages of chemicals. Now, what are the ideal conditions for chemistry? Well, first, you need energy. But not too much. What you want is just the right amount, and planets, it turns out, are just right because they're close to stars, but not too close. You also need a great diversity of chemical elements. You need liquids, such as water. Why? Well, in gases, atoms move past each other so fast that they can't hitch up. In solids, atoms stuck together. They can't move. In liquids, they can cruise and cuddle and link up to form molecules.
Water is just so good for getting evolution going. Molecules can dissolve in the water, form more complex chains.
Now, where do you find such Goldilocks conditions? Well, planets are great. And our early Earth was almost perfect. Just the right distance from its star to contain huge oceans of liquid water. And deep beneath those oceans, at cracks in the Earth's crust, fantastic chemistry began to happen. Atoms combined in all sorts of exotic combinations.
our planet, microbes have adapted to survive the most hostile conditions. Arid deserts, the frozen Himalayas, in trenches under thousands of tons of pressure in the ocean deeps. In the vacuum of a space simulator, life forms have been flourishing for years without oxygen.
Very, very quickly, as soon as the Earth cooled off after its formation, we know that life began here.
Because it happened quickly here on Earth, we think it's going to happen quickly on other planets as well.
We know that the galaxy is awash in water. It's awash in organic molecules and complex chemistry. All of the things that we know were necessary for life to begin on this planet exist in abundance throughout the galaxy. Did something similar to what happened on our own planet happen on those other planets?
habitable Earth-mass planets in the observable volume of the universe than there are grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth.
Within all of our lifetime, we're going to understand that there is life on other bodies in the solar system. We're going to understand the implications of that for evolution of life here on Earth. We're going to find planets around other stars that we can say we see potential signs of habitability in their atmospheres. That's all going to happen in the next 10 to 20 years. How exciting is that? We're on the verge of things that people have wondered about for millennia. Are we alone? And here we are on the verge of finding that out.
The universe is nearly 14 billion years old, and our galaxy is something like 12 billion years old. So there could be life out there that could be dramatically more advanced than the life that we have here on this planet.
The only elements that were created in the Big Bang were hydrogen, helium, and a little bit of lithium. All the stuff that makes your life livable, those elements weren't created in the Big Bang. The only place they were created is in the fiery cores of stars. And the only way they could get into your body is if the stars were kind enough to explode.
John Tyson's motto was, "When better chickens are hatched, we will hatch them." It's why all of the Tyson chicken that bears his name is raised with no antibiotics.
All right, so I'm not advertising for Tyson's. They're just right down the street from me, Springdale there. Anyway, here's the next video. Excuse me.
To have any hope of finding alien life, we have to know what to look for. But where do we begin? How do we narrow down a seemingly infinite set of possibilities? There's one thing we know for sure. Nature will have to play by her own rules. No matter how strange alien life might be, it's going to be limited by the same physical and chemical laws that we are. On top of this, each alien environment will further limit what kinds of life forms can evolve there. Despite these natural boundaries, the possibilities are staggering to imagine. Trillions of planets, each a unique cauldron of chemicals undergoing their own complex evolution. To guide our thinking, this museum of alien life will be divided into two exhibits. Life as we know it, home to beings with biochemistries like ours, and life as we don't know it, home to beings that challenge our concept of life itself. Before we venture too far into the unknown, we have to ask ourselves, what if alien life is more like us than we think? If there's one feature that unites us with the other specimens in this museum, it's carbon.
Carbon is ubiquitous. It's one of the most common elements in the universe, and it's very good at forming large, stable molecules.
Carbon has the rare ability to form four-way bonds with other elements and to bind to itself in long, stable chains, enabling the formation of huge, complex molecules. This versatility makes carbon the centerpiece in the molecular machinery of life. And the same carbon compounds that we use have been found far from Earth, clinging to meteorites and floating in far-off clouds of cosmic dust. The building blocks of life, drifting like snow through the universe. And if alien life has selected other carbon compounds for their biochemistry, they will have plenty to choose from. Scientists recently identified over 1 million possible alternatives to DNA, all carbon-based. If we ever discover other carbon-based life forms, we would be fundamentally related. They would be our cosmic brethren. But would they look anything like us? If they hail from Earth-like planets, we could share even more in common than just our biochemistry.
What would life be like on other planets if it has evolved? Would it be like the world today here on Earth? Or would it be completely different? There are those who argue that from the argument of convergent evolution, if conditions on other planets are similar to here, then we would see very similar life forms. Animal and plant-like organisms that look very familiar.
On Earth, certain features like eyesight, echolocation, and flight have evolved multiple times independently in different species. This process of convergent evolution could extend to alien planets like Earth, where creatures face similar environmental pressures. It's no guarantee, but there could be certain universalities of life. The greatest hits of evolution on repeat across the universe. Each feature would be attuned to its local environment. Dimly lit planets would produce huge eyes to suck in extra light, like nocturnal mammals.
Some people have gone so far as to say that human-type organism, humanoids, will occur on other planets.
The existence of other human-like organisms seems unlikely, given the long, convoluted chain of events that produced us. But we can't rule it out. If just one in every 100 trillion Earth-like planets produced a human-like form, there could still be thousands of creatures like us out there. Convergent evolution is also rampant in plant life, and C4 photosynthesis has arisen independently over 40 times. Would alien plants look like ours or something else entirely? On Earth, plants appear green because they absorb the other wavelengths in the sun's light spectrum. But stars come in many colors. And alien plants would evolve different pigments to adapt to their sun's unique spectrum. Plants feeding off hotter stars could appear redder by absorbing their energy-rich bluer light. Around dim red dwarf stars, vegetation could appear black, adapted to absorb all visible wavelengths of light. Earth itself may have once appeared purple due to a pigment called retinol that was an early precursor to chlorophyll. Some think that retinol's molecular simplicity could make it a more universal pigment. If so, we may find that purple is life's favorite color. Vegetation is more than just a curiosity. It's chemical information that could be seen from light years away. Earth plants leave a signature bump in the light reflected off our planet. Finding a similar signal from another world could point the way to alien vegetation. Perhaps this will be our first glimpse at alien life, a vibrant hue cast by a distant world.
What happens when you change the day length of a planet? What happens when you change the tilt of a planet? What happens when you change the shape of the orbit? What happens when you change the gravity of a planet?
Planets with long elliptical orbits would see drastic seasons. There could be worlds that appear dead for thousands of years, then suddenly spring to life. Most of the rocky planets discovered so far have been massive super-Earths. How would life evolve on these worlds? In the seas, gravity may not matter much at all.
A high-gravity planet isn't high gravity all over. If you're in the sea, and that's where all life starts, there's very nearly no gravity because you're much the same density as the stuff around you. It's when the animals come out on land that they feel the gravity.
High G-forces would necessitate large bones and muscle mass in complex life on land. They would also demand a more robust circulatory system. And plant life could be stunted by the energy cost of carrying nutrients under stronger gravity. Low-gravity planets would more easily lose their atmospheres to space and lack a magnetic field to protect from cosmic rays. But but smaller worlds could be these. Huge cave systems that provide hideouts for life. Possible habitable planets are estimated at 2.5% Earth's mass. If surface life does evolve on these worlds, it could be a sight to behold. Plant life could grow to towering heights, able to carry nutrients higher in lesser gravity. Without the need for bulky skeletons and muscle mass, animals could have body types that boggle the mind. Here on Earth, it took 3 billion years for evolution to produce complex plant and animal life. Simpler organisms are hardier, more adaptable, and more widespread. The largest collection in the Museum of Alien Life would likely be the Hall of Microbes. Finding even the tiniest alien microbe would be a profound discovery.
He's gone, but he keeps pushing me.
Find all the clues, and you get a prize. There's a place. I'll take you there. Be a profound discovery. And bite-sized life could leave a big footprint. Like stromatolites on Earth, layers of microbes could build up into huge rock mounds over time, leaving behind eerie structures. And in big enough numbers, some alien bacteria could leave a distinct biosignature by exhaling gases that wouldn't coexist naturally,
like oxygen and methane.
There's ways to make oxygen without life, there's ways to make methane without life, but to have them in the atmosphere together is almost impossible unless you've got biology making those gases at the surface. And it would have an imprint on the planet's spectrum of colors.
Next generation space telescopes could find a signal like this on a world not far from home.
The closest sun-like star with an Earth-like exoplanet in the habitable zone is probably only 20 light years away and can be seen with the naked eye.
Most brown dwarfs are too hot to support life as we know it, but some are just cold enough. All the prime elements for life have been detected inside their atmospheres. And within these clouds, some layers would provide ideal temperatures and pressures for habitability. There could be photosynthetic plankton in these skies, kept aloft by churning upwinds. And with enough force, these upwinds could even support larger, more complex life. Predators. This raises a crucial question. What if we've been looking in all the wrong places? What if nature has other ideas?
Perrier, the original spark.
I feel golden. I feel like glitter on my shoulders. I feel golden. I feel like, oh.
Boldly refreshing since 1863.
Most of the universe is too cold or too hot for liquid water and the biochemistry that supports life as we know it. But in case our biases are misleading, we have to cast a wide net to search for life outside the habitable zone, in places that seem wildly hostile to us. Exotic environments will demand exotic biochemistries, and while no element can match carbon's versatility, one contender is a frontrunner. At first glance, silicon seems similar to carbon. It forms the same four-way bonds and is also abundant in the universe. But a closer look reveals that these two elements are false twins. Silicon bonds are weaker and less prone to forming large, complex molecules. Despite this, they can withstand a wider range of temperatures, opening up intriguing possibilities.
Life based on the silicon atom instead of carbon would be more resistant to the extreme cold, providing a whole new range of weird forms.
But silicon has a problem. In the presence of oxygen, it binds into solid rock. To avoid turning to stone, silicon beings might be confined to oxygen-free environments, like Saturn's frigid moon, Titan. Its vast lakes of liquid methane and ethane could be an ideal medium for silicon-based life or other radical biochemistries. Without ample sunlight, beings on worlds like Titan would likely be chemosynthetic, deriving their energy by breaking down rocks. Such life forms could have ultra-slow metabolisms and life cycles measured in millions of years. In high temperatures, typically rigid silicon-oxygen bonds become more flexible and reactive, triggering more dynamic chemistry. This has led to a truly bizarre proposal: silicon-based life forms that live inside molten silicate rock. In theory, these forms could even exist deep beneath the Earth inside magma chambers as part of a shadow biosphere. If so, then the aliens are right under our noses. Other shadow biospheres have been proposed, forms of life living alongside us that we don't even know are here, including tiny RNA-based life small enough to go undetected by existing instruments. Clouds of dust in empty space might seem like the last place you'd expect to find anything living. But when cosmic dust makes contact with plasma, a type of ionized gas, something strange happens. In simulated conditions, dust particles have been seen spontaneously self-organizing into helical structures that resemble DNA. These plasma crystals even begin to exhibit lifelike behavior, replicating, evolving into more stable forms, and passing on information. Plasma is the common state of matter in the universe. If complex evolving plasma crystals really exist, if they can be considered, they could be its most common form.
hulking masses of atomic nuclei crammed together like sardines. Conditions on the surface are mind-boggling. Gravity is 100 billion times stronger than Earth's. But beneath their iron nuclei crust lies something strange. A hot, dense sea of oozing subatomic particles. Stripped of their electron shells, these nuclei would obey entirely different laws of chemistry, based not on the electromagnetic force, but the strong nuclear force which binds nuclei together. In theory, these particles could link up to form larger macronuclei, which could then combine into even bigger supernuclei. If so, then this bewildering environment would mimic the basic conditions for life: heavy nucleon molecules floating in a complex particle ocean. Some scientists have proposed the unimaginable: exotic life forms drifting through the strange particle sea, living, evolving, and dying on incomprehensibly fast timescales. Life is not something that has to evolve naturally. It can be designed. And once intelligence is introduced into the evolutionary process, the box is open. Typical biological limitations, synthetic and machine-based life could be the most successful of all. It could thrive almost anywhere, including the vacuum of space, opening frontiers unavailable to biological organisms. Compared to the actual pace of natural selection, technological allows exponentially faster growth, adaptability, and resilience. By some estimates, autonomous self-replicating machines could colonize an entire galaxy in as little as 1 million years. Can't predict how intelligent life would organize itself. But in theory, there could be convergent evolution at play. The electric properties of silicon might make it a universal basis for machine intelligence, a redemption for its biological shortcomings. intelligence will come to dominate, and naturally occurring biological life will be viewed as a quaint starting point. Perhaps we ourselves will lead this transition, and the great human will be merely a first link in a sprawling intergalactic chain of life.
Isley has said that one does not meet oneself until one catches reflection from an eye other than human. One day that eye may be that of an intelligent alien. And as we eschew our narrow view of evolution, the sooner we can truly explore our origins and destinations.
Damn, did I have echoing all that time? I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to download some videos that Odysee didn't catch. Now I've got to redo them all again because I accidentally erased them all by trying to move them all. Anyway, sometimes I got this shit figured out, sometimes I don't.
All Tyson chicken is raised with no antibiotics.
Sometimes I got this shit figured out.
And thus may have seeded Earth with all this organic material. The organic molecules necessary for the emergence of life on Earth were already present in space.
Started streaming April 23rd.
Blocks of life on Earth were created during the birth of our
What is
solar
this?
system.
Anyway, whatever. That's the stream, guys. Let me find some music here. And I don't know if I'm going to delete. I deleted a good deal of my videos that off of YouTube that if you want to see them, you'll have to go to Odysee. But there are some that didn't transfer to Odysee, and I'm going to leave them up on YouTube. They've never gotten strikes before from them, so I assume they're still good. Some of them are 8 years old, some of them are 2 years old. But I'm going to leave them up. Where I've got it now, I think, is where as far as back as I want to delete, because Odysee uploaded some old videos, but they didn't upload all of them for some reason. I don't know why, or Lbry did. So go figure. I'll have to manually upload all those, but I'm saving them to my backup hard drive, and so I'll have them. Melody Sheep, yeah, Melody Sheep is a good channel. Hey, let's see what they've done recently. Melody Sheep. About Melody Sheep. Melody Sheep is John D. Boswell, a Washington State-based musician and filmmaker. Okay, so I'll show you his channel real quick. So he's got his videos, his cosmic stuff. Last thing he did was a month ago. He's got all kinds of junk. Like, here's one, 9 years ago.
If you can't find anywhere that can brew your organic, you grow.
Well, we tried to find this guy, and we even left messages with his mother and grandmother somewhere in Texas, but we could never find him. Take a look at Juan Carlos's conversation with the UFO guy.
What do you think? Do you believe in UFOs?
Oh, definitely. I'm planning a trip. We're going out to Air Force One. Air Force One, where they found all that stuff. They're out there, man. I'm flying in a plane, and I'm always hallucinating. But who really knows what I'm looking at?
You think there's little green men out there?
No little green men too. They could be made of water. I don't even know. Who knows, dude? Who knows?
But there's no proof. Just people's accounts.
You're right, there's no proof. But there's no proof of Jesus. That's just kind of the way I see things. I'm planning a trip. Going out to Air Force One. Air Force One, where they found all that stuff. They're out there, man. I see them. I've been out there, Aurora, Texas. They're out there, man. I see them. They got them little graves and stuff. I'm flying in a plane, and I'm always hallucinating. But who really knows what I'm looking at? You know what I'm saying? I'm planning a trip. Going out to Air Force One. Air Force One, where they found all that stuff. They're out there, man.
Oh, he's got an Alan Watts one. What's a good one? I like hold on.
No matter who you are or where you are, you can achieve your career.
Humans have always gazed up at the stars. For thousands of years, we thought they were as close as the sun and the moon. But now, we know just how vast the universe is. The closest star is about 25 trillion miles away.
Oh, have you guys seen the Steve Irwin tribute? All right. Hold on.
My dad taught me from a very early age, be at one with the snake. Feel it, son. And I am. Woo! I've got to get the camera. I've got to be right in there. I have to get right fair smack into the action. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it to the limit. Danger, danger, danger. I jumped on a frog under the water. Whack, hip, hip, hip me in the head. Scarred me here. I'm on top of the world. I'm going to push it to the limit. I get to do the wildest things in the world. I'm going to push it to the limit. You need to come with me. I want to share it with you. Come with me. Share my wildlife with me. This is just such a special moment. This is what I want to share with you. All I want to do is show you the beauty of this animal. I'm going to have to be so careful here. See the way they jump? Did you see that? Holy smokes, holy smokes. I've been bitten, peed on, jumped on, whacked. See the way they jump? Did you see that?
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started cussing.
I did not take this city to preside over the injustice I fought to destroy. I took it to bring people freedom. Freedom means making your own choices.
I will not let those I have freed slide back into chains. I will do what queens do. I will rule. Follow me. I will answer injustice with justice. I will do what queens do. Show them to freedom. 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 Many demi events that I in the rain on my heart.
Oh, my sound. Here's those two links in case the sound was fucked up on them. I better stop streaming before I screw it up real bad. If you guys want to go watch those, there they are. Sorry, guys. Let me find some music. I'm sorry. I screwed it up by uploading stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here's a live stream of a deep space documentary that's been going on. Well, it started streaming June 5th.
Paris, Pluto.
I don't know how good that's going to be, but that's a deep space documentary. Hey, there's a Dust short film, but I don't want to play another one of that. That's where I got that copyright strike at. Where is my fucking aim to head mix? Anyway, good night, guys. Yeah, good night. Enjoy the aim to head mix.